Silky saws, how good are they? Now before we go any further, I'm not sponsored by Silky. I bought this out of my own money years ago, and all it basically is an update video to let you know how I got on with this. This one is called the Silky Bigboy. Okay, really beautiful tool, it really is. As you can tell, it's a good size. The teeth that I chose are the extra large variety, alright, so it just makes sawing that much faster. These are more geared over towards using softwood, but it absolutely works with woods just like these. Okay, so we've had a few storms, and unfortunately a couple of limbs have come off. So basically what I've done is I've cut off all of the branches to leave the main fuel. Now what's going to happen is these are going to be processed in sizes which are going to fit into a log burner. Then over time, 12 months or so, they're going to season. Then they're going to be dried off for about a month or so, and then they can be used. All right, so all I'm going to do now is show you real basically how I cut these up with a saw like this. Well, luckily for me, this table is on its way out, but it's still got probably about 6 to 12 months left in it. It's rotting, but it's quite cool because I can jam the wood in there. One of the most important things that helps me out doing this is making sure that the wood that you're cutting is stable, it's not moving around. So you can really help extra by putting your foot against it like so. Now what I tend to do is I hold the saw, if you're right-handed, hold the saw at the back, okay? If you notice there, you've got that piece that comes down, that will stop you slipping off accidentally. That's really good to grip that there, okay? And another way is I hold my hand over the top like this, and all I do is I just go like this. And it's a pull cut, as you can see by where the teeth are. All right, it only works when it goes pulled backwards. So we're roughly going to see about that sort of length, and we're going to do some initial cuts. And we just put pressure as we pull backwards. Okay, so light pressure to move it forward, and a bit of firm pressure, not too firm. Let the saw do the work and pull it back slowly. Now it doesn't matter if this takes time. Okay. The most important thing to realise when you're doing this is it's a massive energy saver, okay? You're expelling a lot less calories if you was to chop all this up with an axe, in my opinion. Just like that. Very simple, very effective, and an absolute awesome piece of kit which lots of people seriously need to think about having in their kit. So yeah, a seriously good bit of kit. Another good thing about these saws, because it's got such a long reach, like I said, you always use, if you're right-handed, right hand. If you're left-handed, put your left hand down there. Okay, you can hold that, and when you're putting your arms right up, you can just use this top portion here to cut overhead branches out the way. It's a real good versatile piece of kit. And I don't know, I've probably had this about at least 8 or 9 years now, and I've never had a single problem with it. The blade has stayed nice and straight, it's not bent in any way. I just try and look after it. So basically, once you've used it for a period of time, okay, hot water, fairy liquid, a scrubbing brush, clean it all off, okay, rinse it off, kitchen paper, pat nice and dry, and once you've done, you can either use 3-in-1 oil or WD-40. Either way, it's going to protect it. It shouldn't really need it because it's stainless steel, but it always helps. It's the same old thing. If you look after your kit and equipment, okay, it's not going to fail you when you really need it the most, okay? So, and also, once it's been oiled and it's looked after, it just makes it a tiny little bit easier to glide through the wood that you're cutting, all right? So, yeah, the Silky Bigboy, absolutely worth its weight in gold, in my opinion. The reason I chose this, it's the biggest one that I could get away with carrying in my Bergen or my rucksack, all right? This happily sits in the side of a UK infantry Bergen in one of the side pockets, all right? And indeed, if you wanted to, you can store it in the main compartment in most rucksacks, okay? So it just gives you a rough idea of the size. It's roughly around a foot or so longer than the handle. So to fold it up, you just press that button there and it just releases and it just carefully closes inside itself, all right, just like that. Another little tip, if you wanted to, that edge along there, okay, you can actually strike a ferro rod with that to make fire. It's a wicked tool, multi-use. And another thing, before I forget, if you're cutting stuff that's on the ground, all right, what's going to happen is you're going to smack your knuckles along the floor, because if you look where that is level, okay, so you're cutting through a log like this, and once you've gone through and you're on the floor, you could hurt your hand. So Silky have come up with a great idea. So what you do is you click that, move it up, and it locks in place like this, okay? So that enables you to cut at ground level, keeping your hand away from the floor so you're not going to graze your knuckles, etc. All right, a really good tool. And I chose this one when I went to buy it for this coloured handle because I don't want to get it lost. All right, so yeah, you can get camo, you can get green, but I would say if it's something as an important tool like this, you do want to do everything you can to prevent it getting lost. Hence I chose this lovely orange colour. So there you go, just a real quick video overview of the Silky saw. This happens to be the Bigboy. So if any of you want to see the Silky Pocket Boy, let me know in the comments and I'll see if I can do a video on that. It's a real small pocket version, as you can tell by the name, and that is seriously cool for doing small firewood, all right? This will absolutely do until I start using my chainsaw, okay? No job too big really, so you can think about the size of the blade, all right? So the tree is that width, absolutely it will go through it, okay? You just need to be careful and just cut all the way around the tree. Eventually you'll get to the inner core in the middle and you can just go backwards and forwards and over she goes. So yeah, a really good quality tool. Like I say in most of my videos, get the best that you can afford, and something for as important as this, I went balls out and got the best that I can afford, and I'm so glad I did. Absolutely worth its weight in gold. The Silky Bigboy, everybody. Thanks for watching. Stay funky.